Hey, welcome to day 55 of my spiritual journal with me. So with your soul sister, Iona. I'm kind of like really excited because it's day 55 and it's spiritual freedom Saturdays in my world. And I've just got an announcement that I am going live on my own YouTube channel, which is a little bit weird, but welcome. If this is your first time journaling with me, then grab something to write with. I think you're going to love this episode of the YouTube Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. Tongue tied today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then please do. I'm sure that you'll resonate with this episode. If you like it, invite a fellow light worker in to journal on with us. So the Soul Legacy Journal, my spiritual journal, is about having spiritual business success without experiencing burnout, without being busy, and without being broke. So I call my journal, this is my journal, it's a spiral bound notebook. There's also a blank notebook which is on Amazon. So it's the Soul Legacy Journal notebook, spiritual awakening, 365 days of your spiritual awakening. Sorry, and I'm basking in that because obviously it's Spiritual Freedom Saturday in my world, but that's it. It's that awakening. And I've got a really great few notes and a book that I've read today, and my crystal and the card. I usually wait to the end till I pull the card, but I'm going to pull it at the beginning. And so I say a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. If you are a light worker, you have a spiritual business, you know of a light worker who has a spiritual business and wants spiritual business success and wants to build their own YouTube channel and their #1 best-selling book, then let them know that I am on the Soul Legacy TV and I am on it live every single day, every single Saturday for Spiritual Freedom Saturdays. So before we dive in, we've got a comment. Good morning, love. Good morning, Robin. I'd rather have your comment on there first. I don't know how long you've been on. So if you have a story to share, a spiritual awakening story, and I have a co-author book series. It's a 7-year annual co-author book series. You can submit your story to submissions@SoulLegacyAcademy.com. This is only for my bootcampers and my masterminders. So because I want to help you build your own author, I call it, and authority platform, meaning getting your spiritual awakening story out there, getting your spiritual business out there and reaching your soul tribe. So I'm excited about Spiritual Freedom Saturday. Don't know if you are. So Robin Knott is on with us on the Soul Legacy TV if you're watching on replay. If you're listening anywhere else, if you're listening in the Soul Legacy Academy, then you might know Robin Knott. And if you don't, she's the lead soul guided instructor for the SoulLegacyAcademy.com and for our Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. So Robin, I'm excited. I've got notes. Spiritual Freedom Saturday on the Soul Legacy TV. I'm like, let me know how your spiritual awakening journey has gone so far. If you have a spiritual journal, if you're new to spiritual journaling, on Monday we started with Contribution Freedom Monday. On Tuesday it was Health Freedom Tuesday. On Wednesday it was Emotional Freedom Wednesday. On Thursday it was Emotional Freedom, Environmental Freedom Thursday. Yesterday it was a Relationship Freedom. I'm just so happy. It was Relationship Freedom Friday and like Spiritual Freedom Saturday. I'm just like bursting. My week has been lit. It's just been amazing. Let me know if you've had a great week. If you're not having such a great time, hopefully you'll take some of my energy and like be high vibe by the time that you've left here. Every day on these lives, the daily lives, I call them the 7 freedoms. Tomorrow is Financial Freedom Sunday. We rate our freedom frequency. So Robin says, thank you, hey, everyone. We rate our freedom frequency. We rate our frequency every single day, but how high vibing you are. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm an 11. And Robin has the Energy Healing TV podcast, and she talks about an energy healing lifestyle. And Robin, you have your daily vlogs. And Robin talks about that excitement, like that, like really, really, really being really excited. And I'm quite high vibe anyway, but often Robin says, you know, she can't speak, like say all the words. She has to slow down because like she's bursting. And I literally feel like that. I've just said gratitude. I'm going to pull the card in just a second for you. And I've listened to an Audible book as part of my spiritual journal routine and ritual to support my spiritual business success. It's Saturday, so you might be working or you might not be. It's called The Untethered Soul. So I'm going to talk about that book as well. On Robin Knott's Energy Healing TV podcast, YouTube podcast. She talks about the brow chakra or third eye chakra healing Saturdays. So if you want to know more of this, the spiritual and the connection and the energy around things and healing energy and clearing energy, then hit Robin up. She'll give you a full rundown of a chakra assessment and money blocks clearing and all the things, just bringing that spiritual energy into all of your spiritual business and your lifestyle and your light work. So I'm literally bursting. I'm going to just get on with this episode because like I literally, if I was on my office chair, usually I'll say I could fall off my chair, but like I'm on my sofa. So Robin has done her rating. You have to excuse the sniffing. I've still got to have an operation on my nose. I've got a deviated septum, but sniffing aside, are you excited? How high vibe do you feel? So Robin says, Spiritual Freedom Saturday. So SFF equals 11. Can I get an amen? So what were you last week? Can you remember what you were, Robin? So if you are new to me and you haven't done your rating, what we do is we come back, we set your soul intentions, we set your daily rituals and routines and set you up for spiritual business success here on the Daily Lives and within the Soul Legacy Academy online teaching portal and the 7 Freedoms monthly call-in gym. I have a 2-hour monthly call, which supports you through all of this for your spiritual business success and balancing your light work and your lifestyle and having those daily rituals and routines that are going to support you to be lit in your business and bring spirituality into your business. So next week, when we come back, if you're not bringing like that energy the way that you want to, I call it going from soul funk to soul flow, then we'll set your intention and we'll just manage that, because it might be just one area, one of the areas that I mentioned, one of the 7 freedoms that is more blocked. Sometimes when we focus on an energy that feels really blocked, excuse me, it tends to block the others. However, when we focus on the area that feels more freeing, that unblocks the others. So like, it's amazing. So I know that my soul tribe, my soul students usually are really great at the spiritual stuff and then not necessarily great at the practical stuff in your business. So bring this energy into your finances for Financial Freedom Sunday. I have a vibrational money voucher that's going to help you do that. I'm going to talk about that at the end. And we talk about my daughter. I said to her, bank 50K in 50 days is on again. And she said, what I did with my twin flame, she said, the money voucher that you did. And I said, no, I do that every day now in case anyone that comes in to my world wants to start their challenge with me. And she's like, oh, okay, what, in the physical world? I said, yeah, in the visible. And she's like, okay, is everything all set up? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, that's good then. So I start again. So all the things, and I'll talk about that on Financial Freedom Sunday more so. Robin says, lit. And Robin says, I don't remember, to be honest, 10 or 11, I think. So Robin, I know that you journal. Just note your scores in your journal, obviously, because I had taken a pause, excuse me, from doing the daily lives because I was sorting out the back end of my business. But usually we'd note them in our journal. And then at the end of the week on Financial Freedom Sunday, if I remember, but you remember, we add them up and see where you've gone, whether you've dipped in the week and what area you've dipped in, so that we can put daily rituals and routines in practice, in place to elevate you and keep you high vibing. Not to say that you're going to high vibe all of the time, but to keep you at even a neutral and a level footing rather than dipping. It feels like a roller coaster ride, if not. So we get a score. We have 1 to 11 every single day. You score a 1 because you breathe in. Like, you don't get to score a 0 in anything in my world. You're breathing. And so you score an 11, 1 to 11, how you're launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your days. So that's your legacy. So as part of the Soul Legacy Academy. So everything that I do has soul in it. So that's right. it's perfect for for Spiritual Freedom Saturday. Robin says, I don't have my journal handy. Okay, that's why. Woke up a little late this morning. No worries, you're here with me. Thank you for joining me. It's super early for you. So Robin would do her lives and it was super late for me. And if I happen to be up in the middle of the night, which I do often, not really, really often, but I do, you know, quite frequently, really. I get downloads or I've fallen asleep early or what have you. I don't have a regular like sleep pattern as everybody else would. I do in the sense of I get enough sleep and I wake up like buzzing, really refreshed. And I try to work on my sleep pattern, but I think I'm just like, I don't even know. So Robin says she's amazing. What, Mia, my daughter? Isn't she? She's like, yeah. And to announce it to her. So I've done this before and I did it last year. When I had the Spiritual Biz Woman Network, and I first launched my co-author book series, and I paused, and I'm ready to go again. So I'm really excited. That's why I'm so buzzing. So again, you can come and join me in the Soul Legacy Academy. I'm super excited. Anyway, all right, let's go with the spiritual journal, because like I want to respect your time, and I know that you end up having to hop off, Robin, and I'm like going to try and keep it so you don't have to do that and come back to the replays, but I do appreciate you. I love you so much. So today for spiritual freedom, and I want to say that I didn't say yesterday's quote. I start with a quote usually, because on my Momentum app on my laptop, when I open it, I want to have a daily ritual and routine that's going to support me in my spiritual business success. And so the quote from yesterday, and I'm going to say today's quote, it's kind of fun to do the impossible, is what Walt Disney says. And you know that Walt Disney did the impossible, right? It's kind of fun to do the impossible. And yesterday, I watched a YouTube video, because, you know, we're always on YouTube. And I was watching something, and there's a book which I'd never heard of, which I'm going to look up for when I get my next Audible credit. And it was Plan 12 Months in 12 Weeks. And I was like, oh, so I watched this lady doing this, a black woman from, not that it matters that she's black, but she's a black woman from England. She kind of similar to my accent. Anyway, I've never seen her. And I don't know why it popped up on my feed, but obviously it's divine guidance and soul guidance and the miracles, so I'm able to share with you. And I thought that's like the Atomic Habits that I listened to at the beginning of the week on Monday for Contribution Freedom Monday. And it's like my Bank 50K in 50 days. I think it's time to do my Bank 50K in 50 days. So the way that she did her plan was according to this book. And the way that I'm going to do my plan is according to what I do in the Soul Legacy Academy and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. I'm actually going to do mine, record it, and give it to my students when I'm done, which I wanted to do ages ago. But I stopped and I started and I stopped and I started because everything wasn't aligned. So I teach you to align your movement, your message, and your money, and then do it in the automate it. So I'm at that stage. So do the impossible. I think that's what that energy of that quote just did something in my energy. And here we are. So today's quote for spiritual freedom for my Soul Legacy journal. And if you don't write down in a journal and you just want to join me each day and kind of just mental note, that's fine. But usually you take away more when you write something down in your spiritual journal. And, you know, I've ordered a new spiritual journal notebook because I have that many notes, not because I need to check them all the time. But when I have my downloads, my soul downloads, I need somewhere to store them. I used to store them in a lot of sticky notes that would just be everywhere. I don't tend to look back and read it because usually I can't read my writing, but just connecting it, it lands. So today's quote, excuse me. So you can write this down or not. You can download the Momentum app. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's just a really nice way to start your work day. So one day, this is a quote by Paulo Coelho. If you've ever heard of him, he has, the book called The Alchemist. Have you ever heard of the book called The Alchemist? I recommend that book. It's awesome. So that's kind of a spiritual book as well. So one day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you've always wanted to do. Do it now. One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you've always wanted to do. Do it now. Is that like timing for the Bank 50K in 50 days? Might not think it's spiritual, but we do it vibrationally first on the Soul Legacy TV with the money voucher, and then we do it in the physical, the visible world. I love that because launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy, we don't put it off and wait till the next day and the next day and the next day. Like, tomorrow's not promised, right? Tomorrow's not promised. So Robin says, whoop, badass. Yeah, Robin's coming on this journey with me, like it or not. All right, so I'm going to pull the card. So we've already mentioned chakra energy healing, and I've got my little amethyst crystal. I bought some chakra crystals on Amazon because it's just amazing, right? And I did a little bit of a meditation. I didn't do Ho'oponopono actually, but I did a little bit of not a like super complicated meditation. I can't sit in meditation for hours, so I just sat quiet before I came on live, and I just found that my spiritual daily rituals and routines in the spiritual journal, in this process, it's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer, and having the habits that support me. So I'm getting ready. I'm actually getting washed every day. My daughter's like, wow, mom, getting washed every day. That sounds so disgusting, but it just is true. Getting dressed every day, because I don't always get dressed. It's like when you work from home, you don't. I've got like my purple top on because it's spiritual freedom. But, you know, let's keep it real. Let's like be honest and open, you know. Anyway, is what it is. I did get washed, but, you know, all the things. Anyway, let's not focus on my hygiene. I share a lot. So me, it's like, wow, mum, I'm running every day. I'm running now and stuff. So I've gone back to that routine. So needs must. So I've got my little crystal, my little card. What did I say I would do? Yeah, I said I'd pull the card. Okay, just checking in and making sure that I share what Robin is doing on the Energy Healing TV, because it's amazing. So this card, I literally shuffle the cards from Keepers of the Light. So I'm shuffling, and I know that you do this as well, Robin. And let me know if you have a favorite card deck that inspires you for your spiritual rituals and routines that support your spiritual business, that support your spirituality, your spiritual freedom. And you write down in your spiritual journal. If you didn't have a spiritual journal before now, then you've got this process with me. And I'm telling you, it's lit, it works. So this is Keepers of the Light by a guy called Kyle Gray. He's a Hay House author. So I'm shuffling, and this one jumped today. So every day I'll just say, you know, what card do we need from Keepers of the Light for whatever day it is. So it's spiritual freedom. Yesterday was relationship freedom, and the card that came out, it just clicked to the side, was Soul Flame, which was beautiful. So today, get this. So I love the energy. The comments keep going up and down. I don't know if I'll say this right. I have a learning dyslexia, so bear with me. I'll read out what the card says. And some people do an interpretation of the card. I don't have time for that. I'm just going to give you what comes in my mind. You write down in your spiritual journal what comes in your mind. It's a message for you. It's a message for me. I know it's a message for me. So it's El Moira, I believe. Is it El Moira or Moya? Maya? I don't know. But anyway, look what it says. Awakening presence. Is that cool or is that cool? Can you see that? Looks a little bit like Jesus one that we had earlier on. So the universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Is that like on relationship freedom? We got the soul frame. Today we get awakening presence. Can I get an amen? Thank you, Kyle Gray, for the Keepers of the Light, because I do believe, and the book, The Untethered Soul, he was talking about the darkness and the light. So I really resonate with this card deck, Oracle card deck. And I definitely, when I go back out there to reach out for co-authors, don't know how it's going to go. I'm just going to be totally relaxed. I want to wear that cloak of protection and love, because when I went out there beforehand, I didn't know what I was going to encounter. And it's kind of that naivety when you do a launch. I do my launches in ease, grace, and flow. However, not everybody's energy is a soul match. And that's why I say I'm going out there and seeking soul match co-authors. And so before I thought that I'd found so many amazing soul match co-authors, and I didn't. Because it was wobbly, like our intentions were not as aligned as they could be, not because everything wasn't aligned, but because everything wasn't clear, if that makes sense. And that's kind of like a really big thing for me to say, to go out there and do that. and just clearing that energy and putting that protection or a cloak of protection and love for myself. Because when you go out and you go online and you do a launch or you do anything like that, as empaths, we want to be, and I have adapted my spiritual business model, so I'm not on one-on-one calls. I did one-on-one calls before, and I invested a lot of time, which I don't regret. I loved it. But I want to serve one to many. So I've ditched that one-on-one call, although I do teach to do one-on-one calls. So I'm not against it. And I gift one-on-one calls. I tithe. That's part of my spiritual freedom. I tithe. However, in order to fill the co-author book series, I couldn't do it in the same way as what I did before. So this card is definitely for me, and hopefully that is for you as well. Robin says I can't pronounce most names either. Robin, you always come to my rescue. Thank you, because I butcher names all the time. I butcher student names. I butcher all kinds of names. Robin says, love that cloak of protection and love. And it's my energetic protection and love. That's how I see it, because I can't get sucked into energy or nonsense because I don't serve very well from that space. So I'm in that space of service and showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. And I'm on a 50-day quest to find soul match co-authors, and I've set that out into the universe, and we don't launch until like another year, and the last deadline is the 1st of March next year. So it's not like I'm in a rush, but I set the intention to bring co-authors in, and I'm starting on Monday. So this card is I'll say Moya is a spiritual name. The card, a spiritual name that was given to protect the identity of Ranbir Singh, just guessing, a spiritually aware man born in a powerful family that ruled Kashmir, a region in the Indian subcontinent. And you might know that name, but I don't, and I'm doing my best, okay? In the 19th century, it is said that he interceded both spiritually and physically to stop the British invasion of the region in 1845. This wise soul is now able to help us remove the energy from our life that is not serving our connection to God. So whether that's God for you, universe, it's universe for me. So this wise soul is now able to help us remove the energy from our life that is no longer serving our connection to God. And that's that energy, that protection of love. So anything that isn't vibrating at that, removing that energy and vibrating higher. So for the 50 days, I will be on the daily lives, and I'll update if there's any updates, but I'm recording separate videos for that for my students, just to say, this is the journey, like relax about the journey, align and automate your movement, your message, and your money, but do it from a space of love and a space of your soul guidance and nudges. There's many times people will say, do a launch and go out, do it and build a list. I'm not about that. And as you'll know if you're familiar with the SoulLegacyTV, and if you're not, then check out my playlist and check out the videos, because you'll kind of get to know me. He is a wonderful guide to call on if we are unsure if something is real or not. That's pretty cool. I read this earlier, but like it's sinking in even more. I read it so I would know what it would say, so I didn't read like a robot, because that's what I tend to do because I've got early learning dyslexia. But whether something is real or not. And so if you've ever, part of this spiritual journaling is spiritual business success, right? So what feels like a success to you? So I came from the space of building my business, from overcoming and moving through fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. So over the last year, how many times have you failed? What have you been a success at? How many things have you sold, right? So going through the Bank 50K in 50 days, there is a risk of failure. You've got to be selling, or you'll be successful, or a bit of both, or all of the in between. And so not building your spiritual business at all, it means you're avoiding those things. And showing up and speaking out and serving deep means moving through your fears, right? And so that's where I moved through. And so that's going to take that energy again. And so, and knowing whether something's real or not, because things didn't go the way that I thought they would. They've gone the way that has been guided, and I've been able to build a spiritual business model and schedule it out for the next 7 years. It's totally served me, and it's served those that were involved, because some will come back who are in alignment with it, and that's good. But say if you are going out there and you're setting the intention and you're doing a certain thing and it doesn't turn out publicly. So I epically fail publicly a lot of times, and so when you're doing that publicly, it's like, oh, that fear of judgment, or that fear that, you know, and what will people think about me, all those things. Just whether something's real or not, just paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings, and any traumas, any triggers. Robin will help you move through those as you're doing your Bank 50K in 50 Days launch in the Soul Legacy Academy. I just want to say that. And I have the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, where I talk about the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. So I mean, I'm going to challenge you to Bank 50K in 50 Days here with me in the vibrational world, and physically within the Soul Legacy Academy in the visible world, right? So just so you know, launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy includes contributing, and it includes financial freedom. So you just want to know whether something's real or not along the way, like that discernment. So he helps awaken our I am presence. And when I read that, I thought I am diamond made, because that's going to be our mastermind retreat. Yeah, Robin and I's mastermind retreat in Thailand. So he says it awakens our I am presence, which is the truest connection to our soul and to the universe itself. We are all connected. However, we're not all on the same frequency, and we haven't all got the same values, and we haven't all got the same intentions. So yes, as souls, we're all connected, but as human, in the human form, I don't believe that we're all connected. And that's just, that differentiator right there has just come into my awareness. We're not all the same in the human, because all of our conditioning, our values, our intentions, our path is not necessarily the same. Some of us are conscious, some of us are unconscious. Some of us are claiming to be spiritual awake, and some of us are doing things that are habits of an asleep person. And so we want to use our spiritual journal to ascend, go on that spiritual ascension journey together as a collective, and alchemize as well. Robin says, yes, be aware and clear it out. 100%. Thank you. Robin says, I am diamond made. I'm going to leave that on there. Anyway, so extended message. Spiritual protection is important at this time. So does that resonate with you, Robin? I know it does for you, but does it resonate with you being here, watching me or listening to me? Spiritual protection is important at this time. It's whenever you are listening to this, the energy of that is important to you at this time. I believe that this energy will receive you when you need to receive it. And oftentimes I'll come across things and I'll think, oh, that is exactly what I needed to hear. Especially even listening to the Untethered Soul book today. Somebody recommended that to me. It was one of my speakers when I first came back online and I was doing my interview series. It was 27 legendary light leaders on my telechat show. Two people were like, you have to listen to this book. Truth, the humanness separates us. Yeah, I've never actually thought of it like that. But spiritual freedom, I suppose you just get in what you need to get in, right? You are. I am what? Diamond made? You are diamond made. Thank you, Robin. Oh, okay. You are lit, on fire. Okay, cool. A spiritual protection. So ensure that you are, this is your job, Robin. So if you don't know, Robin does the clearing, right, as I mentioned. So if you've not experienced it, then hit Robin up, subscribe to her YouTube channel. She's the founder of the Energy Healing School. So this is right up your street, Robin. It says, ensure that you are cleansing your energy before putting on that protection. So if this feels like a time that it's important for your spiritual protection, before you do that, cleanse your energy, cleanse out and clear out, as Robin's just said quite rightly. Clear it out, then put that cloak of protection. And Robin, I don't know if you're up for this. This is like totally putting you on the spot, but nobody else is here right now, just on the replay. Would you be willing to do a little mini class or a little recording this week with me to do that? What is this? What is that spiritual protection? And what is cleansing before we put on that spiritual protection? Because I want to do that for the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. I think we could do that maybe as a little bonus or something, just coming in, ideas. I think that would be really, really, really special. So I love you. Okay. So Elmoya is here with a legion of angels to help you understand where you are at now. That is beautiful. How far you've come and where you are at now, so you can assess in your daily rituals and routines and write it down in your spiritual journal. This is where I'm at and this is where I want to be. Fire up your divine connection and detach from dramas, people, places, and emotions that no longer serve you. So Elmoya, I don't know, is here with a legion of angels to help you understand where you are at now, fire up your divine connection, and detach from dramas, people, places, and emotions that no longer serve you. This is what I've been doing over the last few weeks, and this is definitely what I set the intention to do over the next 50 days. I'm like, my notifications are coming off. I'm not on the social, totally in alignment with this. And so your emotions and the dramas and that detachment, Robin will definitely help you do that. That's like Robin's zone of genius. She's the clearing queen. She will help you clear any resistance, all the things, all the drama, the people, the place. Absolutely. We've been doing this ourselves, as Robin and I have formed this joint vision partnership and this beautiful soul team. Robin's on the other side of the world. I'm in the UK. Well, the other side of the world from me. She's in the US and I'm in the UK. And it's such an aligned connection. But our paths are really aligned. Our soul paths are really aligned. And the past has been aligned quite so. Some of the experiences that we've had that have helped us be the people that we are today. But we know that we've always still got clearing. So I love that. So Robin says that would be awesome. Yay, you're always up for it, aren't you? I love you. Robin says, absolutely, we can create a class for clearing and protection. Thank you, love. See, just this is how it rolls. Like ideas, downloads. I call that a soul download. All right, I'm just saying that's a soul download. Robin says, LOL, clearing queen. Iona's the clarity queen. There's a lot of cuz. Yeah, people. So I start with clarity in your spiritual business and your light work and your lifestyle and your daily routines before you put routines in place. Because if you put daily routines and rituals in place in your spiritual business and you don't have clarity, oftentimes I don't know if you've ever heard this, that you'll be going up a ladder, the wrong success ladder, and you get to the top and you're like, is this really it? So we want to be really clear on where you're going. And then when you're clear, just because you're clear doesn't mean the path is clear. There's that clarity, but then there's that clearing. And people say to me, and I've said on my testimonial, she helped me get clear. So there's that clarity, and she helped me get clear, like in your mind's eye. But the energy still needs clearing, and that's where Robin and I's partnership, it just is so beautiful. All right, so detach from the drama, places, people, emotions. You might feel resistance to that. Do it for 50 days. Do it for the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. I'm just saying. Remember that you are there. Sorry, remember that within you there is a mighty soul light. That's why I love the Keepers of the Light. Remember that there is a mighty soul light within you. Allow that light to shine through your entire being. So I used to have a meetup group called Gifted to Shine. And when I came back online, when I was doing that interview series, Legendary Light Leaders, it was through that, this Keepers of the Light was an inspiration for that. You're gifted to shine. It was like coming out of the dark night of the soul and really shining through that darkness. And I'll talk about the book in a second. Hopefully you're enjoying this, and you're writing down in your spiritual journal, and you're using these ideas as prompts for yourself. So allow that light to shine through your entire being. Then call Elmoya, I say it different every time, and his angels to surround you in light that will keep you safe on all levels. Also know that facing fears and seeing the truth seeing the truth will strengthen your connection to universal life force. Let me read that again. Also know that facing fears and seeing the truth will strengthen your connection to universal life force. So I talked about that fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. If you're going to do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge with me, you're going to face your fears. You just are. It just is. And whoever tells you that you're not, like, I'll build a business, a spiritual business online and never have any fears and not have anything to overcome or move through, is talking garbage. I'm just saying. Robin says that was perfect. That was a perfect explanation. We get clear on where we get clear on where we're going, but the path isn't always clear. I think that's like a download and a gem for the day. I think we should note that down, Robin, right? I love you. Robin says we will face our fears. So it is. Yeah. And so it is, so is the path. Because when we're not, as we talked about for the Money Blocks Clearing Challenge, and I'll talk about the money voucher, when we're not on that journey to have that energy exchange, I know that if I'm banking 50K in 50 days and I hit that goal, that means I'm serving. I'm showing up, speaking out, and I'm serving deep, and I'm serving students. I'm not just here free on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube channel, which is beautiful and great, and I can serve, but serving deep, this is not deep. It's not surface level as such, but it's surface level in terms of where I go and where I can take you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just saying. All right, so I'm going to try and get done in 10 minutes so that you can hop off, Robin. The book that I read today was Untethered Soul, as I'd mentioned, by a guy called Michael Singer. He also has the Surrender Experiment, which I haven't listened to yet. When I'm done with the Untethered Soul, I'm going to listen to the Surrender Experiment. So the chapter that I was listening to today was chapter 12, Taking Down the Walls. And the word that stood out for me today was, I just made a couple of notes. I say observer mode. I've been hearing myself say it even more, and I probably got the energy of that from here. I don't know where I heard it. But he says, what does he say? He says a witnessing consciousness. So that's like that observer mode, a witnessing consciousness. And he says that awareness and that consciousness that we have that personal self. So that personal consciousness versus that witnessing consciousness. I think that's how he explained it. And so that's how Robert and I say source, soul, guidance, looking through the lens of our soul, looking through the eyes of source and humanness. So he says it's that personal self, that personal connection. And he says that when you break down those walls, then you have that complete freedom. Your soul is untethered from all of the humanness, all of the stories, all the thoughts, all the feelings, all of those things. It's just beautiful. If you've not listened to this book, it's just phenomenal. And he says, he talks about the darkness, and that there's that darkness, but it's darkness as in, because you'd shy away from the darkness, but it's the darkness that's blocking the light. So of course we'd want to just unblock the light. There's just so much light to share. So obviously when we go through the dark night of the soul as our spiritual awakening and that journey, and obviously we've got spiritual awakening stories to share, and we want to put them in the book, in the co-author book series. Hello. That's what we want to do. We want to remove that, shift that, transmute that, as Robin would say, clear those blockages so that we can shine, right? And so as when I do the #1 Spiritual Awakening annual YouTube site, and I interview fellow spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story, it's going to be really interesting to hear everybody's journey to how they're contributing in the world and how their spiritual ascension journey has gone and how they're alchemizing their gifts because of their darkness, how they're shining their light because of the dark night of the soul. And I remember writing down when I first had this download of this idea, was that transitioning from the darkness into the light, like coming out from behind closed doors. All right. So we have what I do also for my spiritual journal and my rituals and routines, I'm nearly done, is gratitude. So this is a love heart stone that my daughter gave me years ago. So as part of our daily rituals and routines, hang on, I've got my walk as a daily ritual and routine. I set reminders and stuff, and one's just come up for my walk. I'm going to be running today, my walk on my run. Robin says, hang on, my comments, I think there's new comments. It's doing something weird. Hang on. Robin says, isn't that beautiful, setting our soul free from the humanness? That untethered, that's what I believe the untethered soul means. And everything that I was doing had soul in it, like literally for years and years. I was like, oh, it's all got soul. And people say to me, as soon as they hear the word soul, they're like, they're in. So Robin says, definitely we avoid our blocks to avoid the dark. But when we think of the darkness is just blocking the light, it's a different perspective. It goes in really deep. It's chapter 12 that I listened to today. So as part of my spiritual rituals and routines and to support you in your spiritual business success, I suggest saying gratitude. So Robin, you do this on the Energy Healing, Lifestyle TV as well. But the way that I do it and the way that I've come to do it is soul speak into existence. When I say it out loud, you always write down my gratitude. I do to have a prompt for you. You can write it down, you can speak it, you can have something as a prompt that you want to hold yourself. And say, I invite you to say, as part of this spiritual journal and the spiritual rituals and routines of the 7 freedoms, bringing the 7 freedoms in. So again, the 7 freedoms for me in balancing your light work and your lifestyle are contribution freedom. These are the 7 areas of your life. Contribution freedom, which we talk about on a Monday on the Soul Legacy TV. Health freedom on a Tuesday, which we talk about on the Soul Legacy TV. Emotional freedom, the frequency of it. Environmental freedom, the frequency of it. You want to be emitting, setting your vision of how you want your life to look and feel, and then emitting that frequency in your contribution, in your health, in your emotions, in your environment, in your spiritual freedom, and in your finances. And by that I mean that when we do our spiritual vision board challenge, which I'll leave in the cards or in the comments down below, when we do our spiritual vision board challenge, we set the vision, and then we don't wait for the vision. We set it like 12 months out. We don't wait for that vision to just happen upon us. We do what we need to do before that, in order for that vision to manifest. So sometimes people believe it when they see it, and you need to believe it before it comes into fruition, and for it to come into fruition. And so oftentimes we're like, that's why I'm doing the Bank 50K in 50 days and sitting here saying I'm doing the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. So bring in one thing that you're grateful for from those freedoms into today, whether it's past, present, or predicted future. So I like to say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. So think of 7 things that you're grateful for in your contribution, your health, your environment. So I'll do real quickly because I want to do the vibrational money voucher with Robin. I can't see myself. Right. Okay. I've probably got about 5 minutes. Have I? Okay. So what can you think? Use this as your spiritual journal prompts and what you're grateful for your contribution. So I just wrote down that I'm grateful for being able to serve, right? So in exchange for the finances. So just being able to serve at the capacity without limitlessly. Limitlessly. And my health, I'm really grateful and happy because I set on my vision board. So I set things on my vision board, and one of them was to release a stone, of well over a stone actually, when I first started out, and I've got 4 pounds to go, and I'm like, yes. So it's twice I've weighed myself this week. I said I wouldn't. I said I'd do it once in the week, on the Monday or Tuesday, Health Freedom Tuesday, whatever. And I'd missed it on the Tuesday, so I did last Thursday. So I did this Thursday, and there was £1 was gone, and then it's Saturday and another £1 was gone. I'm like, yes. So I'm doing my fasting, doing my running, really eating clean, really eating some beautiful food, like really fueling my body, just being very intentional, not like crazy stuff. And I'm really grateful and happy for that. I just feel amazing in my body, and my body is just shaping back to a level that I believe is what I want to walk in this world. You know, you have your physical to walk in this world. That's where I'm at. 4 pounds. Yes. Happy and grateful, and appreciate that. Appreciate the past experiences that have led me to now. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do that. Even so, doing the book launch series before, it's like, can you be happy and grateful that things didn't turn out the way? Yeah, you can. You can be grateful for the past, grateful for the present, and grateful for the predicted future, because it's all helped you to now. It's taken me 2 years from the first time that I downloaded and tracked this app to get to now, where I know for a fact I'm going to get to my goal because I've got it down to a formula and an art and a science. Health, emotions, I'm just happy and grateful and appreciate that I'm happy. Think of times that you've been happy, and if you feel down throughout the week or something, just come back to the journal and go, no, I've got a lot to be grateful for. Your environment, I love my environment. I love the inside and the outside of my environment. It's not the environment that I want to live in forever, but I really am appreciating it even more. How clean and tidy it is most of the time, not all of the time. My relationship, super happy and grateful for the love and the support and the guidance and all the things around me. And I'm grateful for my spiritual freedom, for literally emitting that vibration for the download. You just witness, that's what I call a download. You just witness me reading the card and coming up, being inspired with soul guidance to go, actually, I'd love to create a class on that, because I would love to create a class on that. I don't have the skills and area of expertise to create a class on that. However, I know Robin does, so I can say, hey, do you want to create a class on that? Do you know, if you can't do something yourself, a joint vision partner has the strengths that you don't have. So it doesn't mean to say that you can't, because I want to give it to you, my audience, doesn't mean to say that I can't serve you. It means that I can bring somebody else in to serve you even deeper in a way that I'm not skilled at. That's pretty easy. You don't have to learn and know everything. My spiritual freedom guides me to do things with ease, grace, and flow. And that feels like ease, grace, and flow. And then finances, just happy and grateful. I got a refund today for something that I bought for my Mac. I bought an internet connection thing, but it was the wrong size. And I went, and yesterday my daughter walked down. That's why I was walking Robin yesterday. Walked down into town with Mia. I'm like, Mia, will you come with me? She did. I love her. And we took it back, no problem. They did all the stickers and stuff. I've never done that. And it was all fine. It's all great. Robin says, oh, do you know what? This feels really wonky today. Robin says, smashing your goals. Can I get an amen? Yes, 100%. Right, we're going to wrap up with the vibrational money voucher, and hopefully you'll be able to play the soul income game with me. So this vibrational money voucher, Robin, if you have to pop off, just let me know, because I can't see the number at the top. Oh, I've got it again. And then in the comments, I've just weird. Robin says it's beautiful to have that joint vision partnership. I adore you. You're a bit amazing. So the soul legacy journal, part of the spiritual journaling process, and the prompts is to spend your vibrational money voucher. I've talked about it as we've gone through this. So the soul legacy journal, part of my awakening was going through a really messy divorce, being bankrupt and homeless, and it was just not the best place to build my spiritual business. We have to be in alignment with contributing and receiving the finances, because we've got a business, and spiritual business success means having all of the 7 freedoms, including the finances, so we don't ignore them. And if you're ignoring them, then you've just got something to clear energy. And Robin has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. She calls it a self-love journey to financial freedom for empaths and light workers. So for you, basically, and anyone that you know, because until you clear that, you're going to have problems. I know, you're going to be up at night. It's going to affect your emotions, affect your environment, affect your relationships. They say marriage and divorce, and people divorce about money, or passing things down. You want to give your children what the experiences that you didn't have, or your grandchildren, or people around you, all the things. Anyway, so the vibrational money voucher, Robin says, I do. She's ready. LOL. Love you. Okay, cool. Have you got to hop off? Okay, no worries. So the vibrational money voucher, thank you, Robin, I love you, is I give you, this Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day. Robin has gone. Thank you, Robin. Every single day. And you spend the vibrational money voucher. So it gives you dollars, pounds, or euros, wherever you are in the world. And you spend the vibrational money voucher on your vision for spiritual business success, and the vision that you have. So if you haven't done the vision board challenge, my vision board challenge, the spiritual vision board challenge, you can do that. But spend it on the experiences that you want to have in your relationships, in your health, in your whatever it is, whether you want to have a spa day with your girls, or take your children on a trip, or your grandchildren, or buy some new clothes, or buy some equipment. You can't spend the vibrational money voucher on bills because I want you to come from the vibration that it's already done. And then tithe 10%. So tithe 10% to a worthy cause. So my worthy cause is cruise bereavement care, because I dedicate my work to my son. Part of my one of my spiritual awakenings was through a lot of losses, actually, through the loss of my dad, my brother, and my son. And so I dedicate my work to my son and my daughter and my granddaughter. But cruise bereavement care, they just helped me. And so I tithe 10%, so that's £100 each day. And so when I do my vibrational money voucher, I want you to spend your vibrational money voucher on experiences, making memories with your loved ones, with your family, your soul clients, your soul family, your soul tribe, and then document it in your spiritual journal. So that's a prompt for you. And write down each day and write what you spent it on, how much it costs, if you've got anything to carry over. If you don't want to spend it every single day, you can tithe the 10%, write that down. And then I haven't actually written down that in my daily journal. I've just written vibration. I'll write that down as from tomorrow. If you don't want to spend it every day, you can carry it over, but no more than the Sunday. So on Financial Freedom Sunday, I will share what I spent my vibrational money voucher on. So essentially, the Soul Legacy Journal and the spiritual journaling process, you're getting money every single day to live a lit life, live your best life, right? And so the idea is to vibrate at the frequency of the banking 50K in 50 days. And then we start to do the math. You start to hone everything in and you go, oh, I can actually do that. So the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge is a real thing. And I have the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass that I will leave in the descriptions and in the comments for you. I have bonuses. I have that challenge. And I have my 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge if you want to start your YouTube channel and launch it with a #1 best-selling book. I have my free chapter for the it's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencer's compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube, because this is what we're doing. And I gave myself a year. I've given myself a year to write it. So I launched it on pre-order on Amazon, so you can pre-order it, and it will be released on my son's birthday on the 6th of May, along with the co-author book series. So you can join that as well. And that is again for boot campers. You'll find out the details down below and in the comments. I'll leave those after the live. And then I have, along with my free chapter, is a free chapter VIP day where I share with you how to start, grow, and launch a successful spiritual business online and on YouTube with a #1 best-selling book launch. All right. So that is a free chapter VIP day. If you come to the masterclass, you'll get the coupon code for that. I'll probably leave the coupon code down there as well. There's an extensive intake form. And that is where I will be seeing soul match co-authors for the co-author book series. It's about not just featuring your spiritual awakening story, but actually building your own author and authority platform, building your own YouTube channel, just getting out there and being visible on video, featuring, writing articles, getting featured in blogs, and sharing your spiritual awakening story with the world, because you need to, right? So right now you'll see that you can subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV. Have a look at my book launch videos. I'll be doing videos to go with the book, and I will be doing the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit and interviewing spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story. So that is it for Spiritual Freedom Saturdays. I shall see you on the next episode. Big love. Take care.